Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's Failrace episode with Douglas on BeamNG Drive. They are racing the new trophy truck around a circuit when they find out the brakes are quite powerful. Maybe just a smidge too powerful as it manages to do a front flip. That's not how trucks, it's not how it's supposed to work. I'm going to guess perhaps a potential bit of elevation change is involved there as well, but it's quite impressive to manage to do a front flip from that. We're on to Dakar Desert Rally with a bump and catching a truck out. Goes for a big roll. Okay, fair enough. The tree, however, did not agree with this and decided to fling said truck through the air, although it does get back onto its wheels. Who knew? Who knew trees could fling the Toyotas quite that far? Sticking with the theme of some off-road trucks, Trainguy is up next on Dirt 5. Now this at the start of a race with a whole bunch of these. As you can imagine, things are likely to get a little bit hectic as there is a big jump followed by a rather tight corner and it's all gone wrong. It's just... one of the AI trucks up ahead had rolled, the truck we were riding on with jumped over some stuff and it was chaos. It was absolutely... I mean, only one lost a lot of time, which is quite good, all things considered. Clean is up next on Grid Legends, this time with some cars having problems at the start of a race. The player, I presume we're on board the player car anyway, ends up going underneath an Evo. I can't see where they're going, funnily enough, when there is an Evo blocking your windscreen. It is difficult to see, and it's just not a good start to the race here. Just not what you want. I guess everyone's kind of checking up for the first corner, and the player did not quite expect them to brake so early. So, yeah, ends up in the back of the Evo, and who knew the Skyline could act as a scoop in all of this? But it's a really well scooped and then stuck on the front. I mean, that could have carried on for quite a while if you could see where you were going and managed to try and steer out of it as well. It only fell off because they hit the wall, so I wonder how far that could have gone. We've got another start line mess. Dopey Dora. This time we are on Wreckfest, however, as the player car is off the line. It's actually a pretty good start. Make their way up through a few vehicles. Have got some pace with the vehicles around. They try and find a gap through the middle, just about make it work. Get a slight bit of a tag. It's off the mound of dirt, land incredibly well, and then it's punted straight into a tree. It went so well, and then so not well. Timmy is up next on a Trail Out. Now they are playing the person bowling minigame, I should say, because the car's not supposed to do the flying there. The idea is you crash into the end and you fire the person out of the car, and the ragdoll takes out the pins. I had to go slow this down again because I don't know. I presume a bit of debris is what launches the car airborne. That is a tyre bundle. Launches the car airborne. But I do want to point out, while the person is supposed to strike the pins, the car did get a strike. It's not supposed to go over there, and it's found the rescue helicopter. But the car itself, I might not quite got a strike actually. Maybe it might be. It's certainly got a decent score. It's certainly got a decent score going on. We are... on to Art of Rally next with Trailblazer, and they are rallying in a good old Volvo. You can't go wrong with a Volvo. Things it's right towards the end of the stage. Get things a little bit wide and go for a spin. It's an unfortunate lazy spin, but that's fine. We can recover it almost, and then the world's slowest speed roll happens off of the hay bales. Just overcooked the recovery just a smidge, and yeah, it was about 3 or 4 miles an hour that it eventually bumped into the hay bales and tipped the car over, and that is the finish line right there. It's unlucky, but it is quite funny. Spooky Squid is up next on Assetto Corsa with a Renault Clio that wants to do some stunts in the middle of a race. No real rhyme or reason, said Clio decided that it needed to do a front flip. This is from the outside camera. It literally just stops. I'm going to guess somewhere along the lines of modded cars and tracks might have caused it. But yeah, it had a bad day. This poor Porsche had nowhere to go. It's not going to be able to avoid that. The Clio's bouncing around and you're never going to know what way that thing is going to ping about, and in the end, yeah, it pings across the track. As you can see, this is on board the Lamborghini that was behind. They're trying to swerve out of the way of a out-of-control Clio. This collects the Porsche twice and ends up parked on the side of the road. Yeah. I presume a messed up bit of ground got the better of that Renault. A private is up next on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I presume this is during some sort of like scripted mission or whatever. Anyway, they are taking out some people on the back of a vehicle up ahead when some trucks fuse together and doing things that this is not how the mission's supposed to go, is it? Nope, you're not supposed to be over there. Now they've just gone away from the area. Trucks are broken. They're going to fail the mission because they're too far out. That's just, don't fuse trucks mid-mission. It's probably a good piece of advice. Sticking with truck chaos on the long drive. They already look a little bit weird with this truck. It looks like it's behaving kind of strangely. It looks like it's kind of nose down heavy, if that makes sense. Like the back of it's something's not quite right with the truck. And sure enough, as they set off, it just gets pinged sideways. So I'm going to presume whatever was causing physics being a bit weird pinged itself at that moment, and that's what sent the truck flying. Because, yeah, that just all of a sudden decided it needed to be a long way to the right. And finally, we have Bjorn the Wombat on Train Simulator. So they are bumping into a train that I think hits the end of the rail here. And then physics forgets or doesn't even know what to do. And its best solution is not to do anything with this train. No. All the carriages in the yard over the other side have just decided to go flying. And I don't know why. I don't know why that has anything to do with what's gone on here with this little bump, because physics is now really angry. Now, I've seen Train Simulator physics get a bit weird. Normally it's involving the train that you're controlling or the train you crash into or something. It's not normally just involving random carriage, and now they're all going off to space. They're going for a flight. You see, last time around, the last episode, we had a weird mystical train, but I think this takes the cake for weird mystical trains. It's just these snakes. These snakes, well, they're space snakes at this point. We have just got, oh, and then there's another one going over there making weird, maybe it's the train's version of a firework display. It is kind of dramatic, to say the least. It's impressive. Distinctive. And also what happens is if you pause the game, and this clip went on for quite a long time, funnily enough, a lot of weird stuff was happening. If you pause the game and unpause the game, well, it just makes things weirder. I'm not going to say worse, because things were quite broken to start with, but weirder is definitely going to be the way to describe. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea at all on this one. To be fair, I actually half expected like carriages like this would be props. They wouldn't be like actual entities. Now we're going to go for the just everything must go to space again. There's something majestic. There is something majestic about watching like the line of carriages get sort of peeled off the. I'm sure there's a better word for it. I'm probably not using the right word for it. Sorry, train people. But it's just now it's being abducted. I think that lot there has been abducted by an alien space. That would make more sense than anything else that is going on in this clip. I mean, this bit here has almost found the player train by this stage. Oh. Isn't going to go for a flight? No, we're just going to have it. I mean, that's the calmest bit of train we've come across today. Oh, that bit stuck itself into a station as well. I guess that's something. Oh, dearie me. This might be one of my favourite clips for a long time. That, though, is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google Docs. There'll be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.